So moving on to Zimbabwe, it's been a long time since I've talked about Zimbabwe. I apologize. But things are not looking good, honestly. Ever since this new president took over from Robert Mugabe, okay, via the military, things have been going down the drain. The economy is so bad now that there's no money, literally, as in there's no money, and no one wants to lend them money. You can't even withdraw your own money from the bank, and no country wants to lend them money because, first of all, they are mismanaging the economy. Second of all, they are clamping down on protesters like crazy, and people are protesting because there's no money. How can you not be allowed to withdraw your own money from the bank? So every time that people organize a major protest and get all the necessary permits, they get all the necessary permits, so the government will shut it down. Sometimes the day before, they're blocking all demonstrations, they're arresting protesters and arresting leaders of non-governmental organizations. Last week, more than 100 protesters were arrested, like 120 something people in one day. In fact, the police are now beating protesters. Okay, that's really bad. It's so bad that America, European Union, Australia, they've all issued a statement condemning what the government of Zimbabwe is doing to its own people. And the government of Zimbabwe is responding by condemning the condemnation of these foreign countries. As in, these guys are crazy. Not only that, someone told me that they only get power at night now. So if you're from Zimbabwe, let me know your experience when it comes to electricity. Meanwhile, before the military took over, they made a lot of promises which they are now not fulfilling, you know. So when one of the officials traveled to the UK, in fact, this man was the one that announced that the military had taken over. He's also part of the military. And as soon as they took over, they made him the Minister of Foreign Affairs. So he was at the Global Conference for Media Freedom in July of this year when some Zimbabwean protesters attacked him. Okay, so once again, I cannot encourage violence or physical attack, but you know, like I said in the previous story, people are fed up, and I think that Zimbabweans can also organize ways to have these people sued whenever they step outside of Zimbabwe, whenever they travel abroad. That would be more effective in my opinion. Meanwhile, the Vice President Chiwenga, who is also a former army general, has been in the hospital now for like 2 months. He literally got back this weekend. First of all, they took him to South Africa for treatment, and then India, and then China, and I'm like,
our Vice President, Comrade Chiwenga, he's not feeling very well. He went to India for a long period, but he started suffering again. Then we took him to South Africa.
But you know what I don't understand is the fact that we still have to take our officials to India for treatment, to China for treatment. When would we get it right in Africa? I don't understand. When would we equip all our hospitals? I think South Africa is the only African country that I know where you don't have to go outside the country for treatment. Anyway, it's heartbreaking for me that whenever the military takes over from dictators, the situation actually gets worse. And that's what's happening right now in Zimbabwe. We'll keep you guys posted about what's going on. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.